Hey everybody, welcome back to Muddling Through Minecraft with Niceberg. It is good to be back here with you again. After last episode and the finish of the creeper farm, I am looking forward to getting back to our base area a little bit and expanding a little of our, at least the facades over here a bit, maybe into this space over here, and bringing our pathway around and just doing a little bit of things with our farms. And then I've also got a plan for, I think we mentioned this last time, a storage room I want to put in. And I'm not sure. There's one other thing I want to tackle. I'm not sure if we're going to do it this time or if I'll save it for the next episode. We will find out. So let's start by diving into where we want to put our big storage room. I don't really want to put our storage room down here anywhere. I don't feel like there's enough space in this area. We could push back further under the mountain, but I kind of like what we've got here as far as an entryway, the smelter, just kind of a few things around here. So let's go up to where our current storage is, and maybe we can play around up here. So I've got a couple of thoughts. One thought is to put a larger storage area down in this direction over here. We don't have anything going this way, and we kind of come up here, I think. Yeah, see, the outside is right here. So we could put another big window over here and extend our facades over into this space and have our storage room in between. This also isn't a bad place because our mine area is down over here. So we could expand our mining stuff and just bring the resources up to a storage area on this side. That's thought number one. Thought number two is going to come over from the creeper farm side. So you may see a little block right here. I can't remember if that's terracotta or sand, but I am going to connect our bases through the mountain. I have already dug this path through, and I have a plan for what this space is going to look like on the outside here as a quick way to connect like the desert area and our starting area. So the other thought is to put the storage room somewhere in this space where it would be accessible through all of our hobbit holes, or we could fly in pretty quickly and efficiently from this side right here, land in I'm planning on this being kind of a little garden area with a retaining wall and kind of a big platform out here, and then we could land and we could come into the storage room. And I actually kind of really like that idea. So I like that a little bit more than it being down by the mine shaft, or maybe we put a little storage down there as well as over here. But I think this is where we're going to start. I have the space cleared out for our storage room, and so now the design phase comes into play. So the hallway edge is kind of here, and we could expand in this direction a little bit as well, but I want the bulk of it to be over here on this side. I know that we're going to have at least 2 chests deep for large double chests, right? And then 1, 2, 3, 4. This is about as far out as we can come right now, because we'll have potentially an item sorter behind it. So let's see here, that'd be like your comparator line, and then redstone, repeater, and one more, I think. So wherever that is, we're going to do a basic sorter in this system here. So the whole thing is not going to have that basic sorter, but stone, cobble, deep slate, things like that. I want to have a section that has an auto sorter for the basic things that we are going to dig out of the ground, and then I also want to have a hand storage area for some of the more uncommon things, whether it's armor, things like that. Maybe this side becomes the armor and other unique items sort of storage area, but we'll see how much space all of the bulk kind of items take up. We're going to have a pretty simple storage system here with 6 chests in a row here, 6 double chests in a row here, and then we will feed some hoppers into the back of those. I think the next row of chests is going to go on top here. So we're going to have 3 levels of chest storage here, or 3 double chests worth of storage for many of our primary blocks. The things that we dig up a lot of, those are all going to have double chest storage. I'm realizing I don't have enough chests. So these are going to be kind of our primary blocks. I got a stack of things here titled sorter filler. So we'll throw stone in the end here. That's the wrong thing. There we go. We will throw some andesite in here. We will throw granite. We will throw diorite. Now, I don't have enough diorite. I was surprised I only had 2 diorite. We will throw cobblestone and cobbled deep slate in here as well. And I didn't have any cobblestone over here. So the sorter here is working as designed. I'm not sure that this is what I want to keep here, but a little part of me wants to do these different stairs along here to kind of indicate what is in each chest. I believe this is my diorite chest. Yes. And I do have cobblestone as well now. We've got our cobble. We've got diorite. Throw that in there and it should come through. So diorite stairs, then the cobble or the deep slate stairs, and then the cobblestone stairs. So this is my thought on identifying what's in each of these chests. Of course, it's not perfect because like this isn't necessarily stone brick, it's stone, and this isn't necessarily deep slate brick, it's deep slate cobblestone. So maybe we'll change those to the correct stairs. And of course, we don't have stairs in every item that we're going to be sorting. This is just the initial kind of blocks here. But that's kind of my thought. We'll see if we keep it that way. Yeah, I don't know. I've added in all of our wood types, and each wood type then has a barrel above it for storage of other things of that wood type. And I don't know if this is going to be enough or how long this amount of storage will last us, but it'll work. I figured down here we can throw in any planks as well. The only thing getting sorted here are logs, but I think everything else we can come through and do a little bit of sorting and storage ourselves. And of course, again, the same thing down here. And then we've got barrels for different variations, whether that's stairs or what have you of these different blocks. I might have, no, I don't. Okay. I wasn't sure if I'd put the granite stairs and stuff in there, but apparently not. And I like this lichen. Gives a little bit of light up there, not a lot, and changes the design of that green terracotta just a little bit, gives it a little bit of interest. And I've added a shulker box unloader over here. So we can unload our big shulkers of raw materials right over here and do that rather quickly. There are a couple of... It's working really well. I'm enjoying it. Obviously not a whole lot to sort at this point, but we'll fill those chests up soon enough, I suppose. Behind us, I've got another area here ready to go, and it'll hold a chest. Chests on the right, chests on the left, chests on the back, and this will be for, we'll have a section for mob drops. We'll have another section for maybe nether blocks. Right now we don't have any nether blocks in our main storage here, so we could do some nether blocks, and then maybe we could do like some nature blocks. So that's what I'm going to do now is play around with these 3 cells and just kind of figure out what I want the design to look like. I've also got a plan to extend the base up in this direction. Here is my nature spaced one. Ooh, looks like I'm gonna need to go get a little bit of, I don't want that to come down any further. I don't really want it in front of the, well, maybe I'll let it come down. We'll see what that looks like as that grows out. But here we've got our little nature area. I'm not sure what I'm gonna do with the floor. I don't like the just stone floor here, but we'll work through that. So we've got lots and lots of storage for our nature type things. And obviously I may not put leaves and things in here, but it's just good. Leaves might go over here with our different wood types. In the nature area, I started with everything a block up, with the exception obviously of this barrel here. And I'm thinking about doing the same thing on the nether side. Here in the mobs, I put 2 of them down and 1 of them up. I don't know if that's how we'll keep it or not. The other thing that I did over here was I put these right next to the barrels, and I think I'm going to do the same thing back here because that will allow for us to add in some sort of nether column here to help with the ambiance of this section of the storage area. On the back wall then, we'll go ahead and stagger. I think we're going to stagger all 3 of those. That's what we did in the nature area. and I think that'll be fine here too. Now I'm looking for in here is to get sort of a nether feel. So we've got the andesite on the outside, and kind of at the point where the barrels are, I want that to start to feel like a little more nethery. I'm actually thinking that for this to kind of have the right feel, I want to swap out those bottom blocks there with some basalt, and that maybe gives us some thoughts to mess around here as well. I ran into the nether, grabbed a few bone blocks. I think those might look kind of good on the ground in here, maybe something like that. And then I also grabbed a couple of magma blocks while I was in there. And like I said, I think that these might look kind of good creeping up the back wall here a little bit maybe. The entire back wall I think is going to have to come out here. I think that all needs to be a darker block, and whether that's basalt or blackstone, maybe even deep slate, although blackstone feels like it's the one that we need to use since that's the nether block. I think that's what's going to have to happen in order to really get this feeling kind of dark like I want it. You have seen the nature storage once already. I did a little bit of work here, added in some mangrove roots as part of that pillar. Next door then is our mob drops storage, or our mob storage, and tried to pay homage to strongholds and dungeons, right? Got all that stone brick and mossy stone brick, a little bit of cracked brick, and of course the iron bar gate that would take us to the end portal, and again continued storage. I'm considering putting something in these corners, but I'm not sure what right now. And then next door is our nether storage, and I both love and hate this one. It feels a little busy. I need to get a little bit of string. I don't have any on me to keep that from growing. I don't want that growing down in any further down, but yeah, so we've got our storage areas all cleaned up here. Unfortunately, I lost a replay mod recording. I seem to be continuing to lose those, so I'm probably going to stop trying to get those done. But I have been working on the back entrance here to the base, and this is coming along kind of the way that I want it and kind of not. We'll continue to work on it as time goes on, but with the retaining wall and everything coming around, that's kind of what I was thinking. And of course now we've got a hobbit hole kind of entrance on the backside here as well. And I'm just not super pleased with the garden-y type of thing that's going on here. It's going to need continued work. So that is underway. Also underway, now that we are working towards the back of the base here, and on the back side of the mountain, I wanted to get our pathway headed around this side of the mountain as well. So we've got a nice little switchback in here now out of a cobblestone, and I am working on the landscaping around the walls or the cliffside here now, and kind of the grass around it as well. So the switchbacks come through here and are cut through pretty uniformly. And I decided that that was okay because this is obviously not a feature in the natural landscape, right? So it's pretty straight, it's pretty uniform in each one of the ways. And then as we get up to the top here, I'm going to build a little bit of a bridge here, but then we start to follow the landscape again up here where we want it to just be a little bit more naturally leading through the landscape. And eventually it's going to come down over on this side of the trees, down towards the creeper farm, out towards the desert. And also we'll have a stairway down off of our back patio that will hook up with this pathway as well. And so that's going to kind of connect everything together. Oh, that poor little sheep. That's going to connect everything together and make things pretty nice, I think, if we're moving on foot. The switchback staircase is in. I'm not happy with it right now, and we're going to have to do something with it. It now overpowers the space. It's not quite cut in naturally like I had in my brain. And I think I'm going to have to redo a bunch of stuff and reconstruct a bunch of land up here because I really wanted it to be a little more natural feature. Initially, I thought I was happy with this non-natural feature, but stepping back and looking at everything, it really does overpower this space, and I don't want it to do that. So that's going to end up coming out, but it also means that we're probably going to have to terraform a little bit around here and make the switchbacks a little bit longer and help them wind up the cliff side there a little bit. So I'm probably going to have to actually repair a pickaxe here and get to work and taking that down. A lot of terraforming later, and the space is looking completely different yet again. I've added in a couple of facades here where we might put a couple more hobbit holes to create our little village here, or at least to continue our village. And to get up to that one, I built this kind of terraced farmland here, and I think I'm going to include some cobblestone features and maybe some spruce fences between the rows of wheat. There's just a lot of green going on over here, and it's the dull green of the river plains kind of area, not the bright green of the jungle. So I think it just needs to be broken up a little bit. And I also think I'm going to take these middle two rows and kind of bring them over into the big space where the wheat fields were before. All of our cows and sheep are currently under that hill, stored away, waiting for release to wherever we find a spot for them. Then, of course, up here we've removed these switchbacks, and I've replaced them just with what I think is going to be a regular staircase here. So we'll climb up, and then we'll make a turn to the left after a little landing here, and then we'll hook up with the path over there. And this has created a lot more terraforming for me. I'm going to have to build up this area that we tore out, but I think this is going to end up looking quite a bit better for this space, as opposed to the behemoth that was that original switchback that I had. So we're going to get started on that and see if we can make that look just a little bit nicer. So as we muddle through this game, one of the things that I'm having to do, or that I am doing, is just exploring and playing with different designs. And something like this, I'm actually doing 2 or 3 different things here, and then I'm going to look at those, take a look, and decide which one I like the best. And going from there, then that will be what we choose to keep, right? We'll go back and fix whatever we don't like. So one of the things that I'm looking at here is kind of the exact positioning of the fences, and I've got the fences up here on this top level in a little bit different spot. And I'm even doing something a little bit different with the stairs up here as well. And so I want to see what this looks like and kind of make a decision then on how we're going to go about this. So in this upper level, we've got the fences on top of cobble and stone mixture here, right next to the wheat field. And then we've got a line of leaves, and then I've got this weird grass space here, but that's okay. And then we drop down to the retaining wall for the next level. And so again, this is kind of a strange block here, so maybe this becomes another level of leaves. I'm not sure. We can change it and see what we want. But then down at the bottom here, I've got the leaves and then the fence posts. So you've got field, leaves, fence posts. So let's go take a look from afar which one we like the best. And I do feel like the top level here is the one that we need to start exploring more and trying to figure out how to make kind of those 3 levels in between work, because I think the fence post right next to the wheat, then the green, then the block, then we get wheat again. And I also like the cobblestone stairs between instead of the line of leaves between. So I think this is what we're going to try and go for. Things continue to progress here as we move forward. I have filled in a little bit of the land over there. And again, we're going to need to either get some stone or some green in there. Probably green. I've been trying to make this area as green as possible. And I think that's why I didn't like the original switchbacks, is because I was trying to make a lot of green, and that was all stone. And so the only things now that are going to be stone will be the actual pathways or like the retaining walls here for the farms. So I think that is, as I've played and as I've looked, that seems to kind of be my issue. Is I think there was just too much gray, too much not green, when my original goal here was to have green. So now down here we've got kind of 3 separate farms. The carrot farm you can get into right here. And I may actually build up this wall a little bit more so that it's actually like that's the entrance to the carrot farm down here. And I do the same with this side over here. I'm not sure if I like that grass there or not, but we'll figure it out. And then we can come up here, and the wheat farm we can get into right here. And almost anywhere that we want to go now in the wheat farm, you can get to from this spot over here. It goes all the way around the corner there, which is great. And then there's this grass space here, which I have a plan for. It's going to be a very small watermelon patch, I think. And then, of course, up here is the potatoes. And the potatoes are going to have kind of 2 distinct patches, one over here. And you can also get to the wheat farm through that little staircase there. And then there will be the potato patch that's over here. Well, I think it's time to move on from the farmland today. We've got some watermelons in, all of our potatoes, carrots, and wheat. And this whole side of the mountain now is looking a lot more finished. It's looking a lot cleaner. I'm not sure I like all the cobbles, so I think now something I may have to do with the path here is turn it into some more wood and path blocks, because now with the cobble on the side of the mountain, it's feeling, again, kind of gray and cobble heavy, when kind of the entire idea initially was to make it green and lush, except for kind of the building areas here. So I'm beginning to think that the pathway here, and maybe even our staircase up, is going to need to turn into something that's a little more natural in look rather than the cobble. But kind of plan to make that a little bit less cobbly moving forward anyway. Maybe even some extra moss blocks instead of the straight cobble would help. The path along here looks a little bit better, but I still feel like it's too cobble forward. Well, I've come back to the end because as we've done work around the base, I have burned through tools like crazy. And the spider farm has done us well so far, but it's just not fast enough anymore. So it's time for us to put up an Enderman XP farm and get our tools repaired much more quickly. The plan initially that I had was just to go out from our spawn platform here so that we could get easy access. But we've got some islands out here that I'm actually going to have to take down first so that we don't have to go extra far out into the void. So I'm going to go take those down, and then we'll get started. At this point, I have just one thing left to do for this Enderman farm, and that is to get ourselves an Endermite. And I'm realizing right now that I have not done my name tag here. So I'm going to go ahead and name this tag what I always do when I make an ender farm. This is ender bait. We are going to get ourselves a little bit of ender bait here. Let's get back up into our little thing here. I don't even know what to call it. Our little hut of netherrack. And we start doing the deed of finding an endermite. We'll see how many times it takes us to get that little rugrat. Oh, I almost didn't make it out of there alive. That was what I was afraid of. This is the worst part about dealing with endermites is by the time you finally get one, you're almost at like half health. And of course, I don't have any enchanted armor on or anything like that because I have done such a poor job of keeping everything, healthy. So now what we do is we break that block. We break that block there. Uh-oh, experiencing a little lag there. There we go. Boom, boom, boom. We'll knock those out. And we are seeing everybody aggro towards it. This is working correctly. Look at them go. Come to the bottom. We can see them drop through. Oh, would you look at that one block that I left up here? For Pete's sake. How can I get to there? Huh. Can I get... Do you think I can do this? Bam! What is up? Pro move. We are going to collect a lot of XP very, very quickly. Let's just swap that into an offhand and see how quickly that pickaxe heals up. All right, so in that little bit of time, we mended the entire pickaxe and picked up another 6 levels from our Enderman, and this is going to be a great farm for us. This is where we're going to end the episode. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Lots of work on the farms and the decorations outside the front of our base, and then of course building this fantastic Enderman farm at the end of the episode here. It has been a good one. We've made a lot of progress, and I hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel so that you know when I post. We are on a weekly schedule right now, and I'm hoping to maintain that. I have a couple of really busy weeks coming up soon, but I am hoping to be far enough ahead in terms of videos that we'll have things to release. So keep your eye on the channel. Hit that subscribe button, hit the bell to get notifications for when I post something. And until next time, when we're in this world together, I hope you stay happy, I hope you stay healthy, and I'll see you.